Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? With the end of Fortnite Mez now being perhaps one of the biggest events we've seen of 2021 within Fortnite, we're looking forward to the rest of Chapter 2 Season 8, or should I say the end overall of Chapter 2. With there being just over 30 days left of Chapter 2 Season 8, with everybody expecting this chapter to go up to Season X like Chapter 1 did, believe it or not, we have the answers on that affirmative today based off inside leaks, information and sources. And as you can see by the title, yes, we do have a ton of intel on how this is going to be starting Chapter 3 instead of going into Season 9, which obviously means we not only have details on the live event to end off this chapter or even kind of destroy it, but what happens then in the next cinematic trailer for the start of a brand new Fortnite universe going into Chapter 3. Do yourself the favour today, stick around, watch the full video, as we've literally got most of the details now before the last update of Season 8, which is set to be on the staging servers very soon, being 18.40, not only giving us a ton of new skins that obviously you guys should be using, code FM1 being a very short and easy code to enter when you pick any of them up, as soon as they are leaked or released in terms of rotating throughout the item shop. You already know it's not only going to put a huge smile on my face, but what else would make me smile even much more and cheer my pug up Gus is if you subscribe to the channel, considering he knows as well that 70% of all eyes on screen right now aren't subscribed, and we're aiming for the goal of 2.3 million subscribers by the end of the year. We're less than 100k off now, so if everybody helped by smashing the big red button, yeah, we'd be there in no time. There's multiple benefits to subscribing. Despite staying up to date with all the latest Fortnite content, I gift 5 subscribers every single day. So of course, if you want to receive a gift, make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below and potentially what you'd like to receive off me. And yeah, literally one of the 5 gifts shown in the next video perhaps could be you in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see. But now with all that jibber jabber out the way, we need to dive into everything Chapter 3 and even lay out the foundation for this video first and foremost about why it's upcoming next instead of Chapter 2 Season 9.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Okay, so with the information literally flooding out every single day regarding Chapter 3 and what's going to be happening with it on December 5th when this inevitably starts, believe it or not, even now, bigger YouTubers that obviously don't like covering things unless they know something to be true about it or have some sort of inside information or try to tease hype, have actually uploaded videos on the subject like Cypher PK saying Chapter 3 is soon, and obviously that it's in 1 month according to the thumbnail. Just in case you haven't watched this video, although Cypher's a good content creator, he actually goes over a lot of the Chapter 3 stuff, obviously the end date of Season 8 as you can see on the Battle Pass right now being December 5th. He also goes over the fact that there's a ton of new mechanics that have been worked on but we haven't seen, such as sliding and even weapon modifications, and more interestingly things pointing toward the fact that there's not going to be a Chapter 2 Season 9, as they haven't really stated it in any of the official Fortnite competitive or FNCS articles. They've literally just talked about after Season 8 as literally after Season 8. Or to be more specific, yeah, the season following Chapter 2 Season 8, which we inevitably think is going to be Chapter 3, but obviously it's going to be called Chapter 3 Season 1, kind of like the transition we saw into Chapter 2, where yeah, it was literally called Chapter 2 Season 1 instead of just Chapter 2. Believe it or not, Chapter 2 as well is actually longer in length so far, even though it's only been 8 seasons than Chapter 1 in its entire 10 seasons that existed. And honestly, I can't wrap my head around the fact that Chapter 2 is literally over 2 years old. Like, a full 2 years? Really? When we saw these trailers? I don't know, it's blowing my mind. With that said, it not only means now with them being similar lengths, or with Chapter 2 even in 8 seasons exceeding the Chapter 1 up to Season X length in terms of duration, we are definitely overdue a new chapter, like a complete redesign to the map that was again leaked in this leaked list of information, of which literally nearly everything has come true, or we know to be coming true because Naruto hasn't come to the game yet, but he is in the very near future, early November, and obviously if you're watching after that's happened, yeah, this is another point that has come true. The only thing left on here to come true, despite the Chapter 3 intel anyways, and some of which has already started to, considering it's linked to Season 8, such as the Cube Queen, is the bottom point to do with the mechs and the rideable monsters, of which, I mean, they're definitely going to be added next chapter now. It wouldn't make sense to add them at the end of Chapter 2 Season 8, unless they're involved in the ending finale live event, which we're obviously going to be going over how that's going to end this chapter, and what it means for the Fortnite Island or the state we're going to be going into in downtime in just a second. First of all, before we move on from that though, we need to cover the teaser, of which was one of the most prominent things at the end of Cypher PK's Fortnite Chapter 3 is Soon video, and I believe Tabor Hills mentioned it in a lot of his videos too, if not one. But basically, to make like dramatic effect at the end of the video, the screen goes black, his face cam's the only thing that's on. I don't know why I didn't make it full screen to be honest, but yeah. He ends the video off by saying, "I'll catch you guys on the flip side," and obviously Tabor Hills done the same thing. They're getting directed by somebody or having some inside information told to them, whether it's by Epic or somebody somebody who obviously is whistleblowing the information. And yeah, somehow on the flip side is literally like relevant to Chapter 3, I guess, whether it's the whole island gets turned upside down. I really don't know at this point. We've had things literally destroyed above it, hovering, that were bigger than the island, and humans have managed to destroy them, such as Dr. Slone, of which again is going to be probably quite relevant in this ending chapter event, let alone to end off Season 8. And I really want to get onto the live event stuff, but as you can see right now, we're on the reward screen for, yeah, the Cube Queen and everything we can unlock surrounding her. Make sure you unlock this skin because obviously it states right here in the first of many Chapter 3 points in this list, alongside the location of the 7 being revealed and the island being designed, that, yeah, she's going to have large involvement in the next chapter's storyline, which again correlates Season 8 directly into Chapter 3 instead of anything being mentioned about Chapter 2 Season 9 or a Chapter 2 Season X. Anyways, from taking a look at a lot of the rewards surrounding her, not many people noticed this when she was initially able to be unlocked, but as you can see, such as the back bling right here, time is running out for you, tick tick tick. What's that meant to mean? On this island, in this Fortnite universe, and does that mean, like the back bling looks like, we're going to be transported back into a black hole or sucked into something a new dimension? Then we go to the harvesting tool, and the description of this is, this staff has entered countless realities. Soon the island will join them, meaning, well, she's definitely going to be at least responsible for the transition into Chapter 3, whether we did get a Chapter 2 Season 9 or not. Even the loading screen obviously has reference to the event or what's going to be happening during it, where she breaks out of this sphere kind of like the Ice King did in the Ice Storm event, and yeah, she's able to raise cubes up, I'm guessing, that are floating what seems to be in this image anyways from the convergence area, evolving and growing more so, outwards radially, like literally covering the map. And again, like in the Chapter 2 Season 8 trailer, considering we heard the Cube Queen's voice of her saying things like nothing shall remain of this reality once we're done, meaning her and the sideways that she's brought onto this kind of Fortnite universe. It's the description of the loading screen, nothing shall remain, and I'm guessing, yeah, that's literally true now, considering we're going to be caught on the flip side, meaning perhaps a alternate universe, a flip side in that sense. Or the island's literally going to be flipped on its booty. I really don't know at this point, to be honest. I'm just excited. And despite just these cosmetics teasing things, there's a full list right here that Hypex tweeted out about of things basically pointing toward Chapter 3 actually happening, in terms of not only cosmetics surrounding the Cube Queen, but things like the page turner emote as well, saying that we're nearly at the end of the chapter and everything you're basically seeing on screen, referring to either the leaked list of information like the mechs returning, or just generally subtle hints like Epic Games do like to portray the future of Fortnite, pointing toward Chapter 3 happening. Feel free to pause the video if you want to soak any of these points in, because I know it's a lot to put on screen for like a few seconds and then just take off screen and be like, yeah, everybody's seen all of this now. And assuming you've just done that, moving on now to the Cube Queen, but rather so than the reward screen or the rewards attached to her themselves that actually have a description surrounding them that point toward Chapter 3 happening soon, let's talk about what's happening in-game. Of course, I've shown this in other videos too, just a fun fact, yep, she's bigger than our Fortnite characters in this giant sphere above the Convergence or Cube Town area, whatever you want to call it, just so you don't have to waste your time by, yep, going up here and dancing around, I guess. And it seems like she's either 2 to 4 times bigger than our normal characters, meaning she's got some immense power behind her, she's packing a punch, and maybe if she does what the Ice King did, considering he was the same size in the Ice Storm event as our normal Fortnite Battle Royale Island characters, her hologram or bigger version of herself that she raises out of the water or on the outskirts of the island will be even that much bigger and of course then that much more powerful. For those of you guys that don't know, Epic Games work on things way in advance, and they were maybe testing this concept of like this giant sphere event in the Ice Storm event itself, considering the map didn't really need to be swept entirely full of snow. I know it was related to the prisoner skin and the fact that he escaped his frozen chamber, but still, that was kind of side lore. We don't know anything about why that actually happened yet, if we ever do. The main premise of the storyline is to do with the 7, the Foundation, Jonesy, the Cube Queen, and obviously Dr. Slone. And conveniently now we've mentioned all of those sides, obviously we know they've had their role or played a part in the map changing drastically somehow in this Chapter 2 storyline, with the redacted bunker opening, with Dr. Slone reaching her final destination or headquarters from her convoy, actually trekking around the map, so it seemed. It definitely gives me the vibes that we're going to be seeing a massive clash between, like, I don't know, Foundation and Jonesy, if they're still teamed up, against Dr. Slone, and then her being against not only the Foundation and Jonesy, but the Cube Queen too. We know all of these sides are very drastically dangerous and a big threat for the Fortnite Island in themselves if they only appeared by themselves, considering, yeah, Dr. Slone literally masterminded a bomb plan or explosion that destroyed something bigger than the map itself, so she's got no problem destroying this one. The Foundation can literally fly and re-stabilize the 0 point, being not only the heart of this Fortnite Island, but the reality it created, after expanding again, initially creating Chapter 2 after the black hole. And yeah, the Cube Queen, despite her size, I mean, in-game right now in this sphere, being absolutely ginormous, again with reference to the Ice Storm event, with her holding cube shards, harnessing the power of the cube to actually carry out what she's, like, intending to. We We know from her staff description alone that that staff has ended many realities, and yeah, this is going to be following suit according to the plans that she's literally put on display for us publicly or said about in the Chapter 2 Season 8 trailer since the release of Season 8. Now, whilst we don't know what's going to be going down entirely in the live event, although I do think it's going to be a battle between all of these sides, clearly established now as a main part of the Fortnite lore in Chapter 2 to end it off. We know a main development that you will have seen in a lot of other YouTube thumbnails, that there's going to be some sort of giant pyramid formed going up to the Cube Queen herself, maybe to actually power something or even set her free from this spherical chamber that she's actually charging in. Don't forget, we've only got one more update of Chapter 2 Season 8 before literally, yeah, Chapter 3. It's going to be 18.40, and I believe at the time of me recording this video, it's not on the staging servers. It may have even happened when you're watching this video if it's further down the line, but still, it's going to be the last one revealing not only things about the event, but what's going to be happening after, of which has already been updated in terms of hotfixes in the coding. The black hole, the state we're going to be going into as a cause of the event, obviously then meaning we're in a black hole again for the trailer at the start, and expands into a whole new Fortnite universe or dimension. If this didn't already confirm that it's 100% going to be happening, with data miners coming out stating things about the files being updated for a black hole like downtime state, of course we're going to the end of Chapter 2 Season 8 right now. Take a look at this Google Trends graph. You know, the biggest spike on here, literally the highest point Fortnite ever reached in terms of searchability or publicity or even popularity. This was during the black hole state of 2019 when we entered Chapter 2. Epic Games literally have a golden ticket right now depending on how they play it, but even during the downtime to revive the popularity to mainstream-like state with news kind of areas covering it from different stations around the world or kind of shows. This is already kind of happening considering the BBC in my country, the UK anyways, have actually covered about Fortnite China shutting down, which is actually maybe correlating against the start of a new chapter if it's not been as profitable, I guess, as normal Fortnite. For those that don't know anyways, it's two different versions of the game, Fortnite China and normal Fortnite, with some very rare exclusive rewards actually attached to Fortnite China within it. But yeah, without going too off track, of course the black hole is not only going to be of interest for everybody, especially if they keep it over like a 2-day period, of which they initially did with the first one, but then have that start a brand new chapter. Boy oh boy, you can already bet that everybody's going to be freaking out across social media or anywhere you can literally talk about things. And speaking of the Chapter 3 trailer, with it being inevitable that we start, you know, looking at the black hole and then have it expand into the new Fortnite universe, after not only the cinematic but also the Battle Pass trailer ends, or like with them both being merged together, we're probably going to be thrown straight into our first game of that brand new chapter on the new island, filled with 95% of bots, as this is what happened in Chapter 2 too. Either way though, with that covering everything Chapter 3 so far that I can remember off the top of my head or have actually found across social media, considering so much is pouring out by the day, it's starting to hurt my brain. Make sure to slap a like in this video down below if you enjoyed and want to keep referring back to any of the points, or even want to get it out there to more people to let them know, yeah, Chapter 3 is going to be happening soon. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel right now, it's so important. Turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any updates happening. Speaking of other videos, however, whilst you're still here and haven't clicked off, make sure to click one of these things on screen right now. Interact with any of it, I really don't mind. But most importantly, what I do mind about, however, is catching you, yes, you the individual still here, I can see you, in that very next video I do post on the channel.